let's go. Hey, casual wrestling community show. You are
All right. So the next question comes from the former CWC Internet Champion, Corey. He says, I vaguely remember Nerdy D not liking Hulk Hogan. It's always stung that one of my favorite podcasters did not like my favorite wrestler. Why don't you like Hulk Hogan?
So I had to go back and try to watch some of the old podcasts. I'm not sure, and I probably did, but I don't.
I think that it was around the time that we were watching like biographies or whatever on people.
Is there a point, and Corey, you tell me this because call me out if I'm fucking lying. Is there a point in time where I said I don't like Hulk Hogan?
I'm 90% sure
That
you
I said
that.
I don't like Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, because we watched like a whole video on him and you were like, I don't like Hulk Hogan.
I don't know. See, that's problematic because I don't know that I don't like Hulk Hogan is the correct phrase. I don't know that I've ever been a Hulk Hogan guy because all the gaps in my wrestling watching, like I watched Attitude Era and then all of a sudden Hulk Hogan showed up and things happened in my life where I stopped watching wrestling in WWE. So I'm not sure that I dislike Hulk Hogan. I'm not positive. I do know that I've always been a WWE guy, and a lot of what I associate Hulk Hogan with is the NWO. So I associate the rivalry between WCW and WWE as being Hulk Hogan versus the WWE. So there is a certain part of me that holds that kind of against him for the stuff that happened there. I do know that we gave Hulk Hogan one of the D-Bag Awards when we were handing out D-Bag Awards. But I will say I don't think that's a fair interpretation of who I like and dislike because we also gave D-Bag Awards to CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio, who are two of my favorite wrestlers of all time who just have done things in life that I don't particularly like. Like I said, one big problem with doing a podcast and a show like this, especially with the way I speak, I just shoot my fucking mouth off.
Yeah.
Is that I don't remember half the shit I say after I say it. We get off the show and 90% of what I said, I'm like, I black out and I go, oh, fuck, I said that? You cut the clips for TikTok and they go and I'm like, oh, they're going to fucking get me when I say that.
It's sometimes a surprise, like, oh.
Yeah, like, ooh, I said that? All right, cool. So, yeah, I mean, after doing this show now almost the entire year, I don't remember exactly everything I said. But my real feelings on Hulk Hogan is, like I said, I didn't see him wrestle. I don't know that I've ever seen a full Hulk Hogan match. So that's on me. I can't really speak to like him wrestling. I every gap I've had from I didn't watch WCW. I didn't watch wrestling back when Hulk Hogan was a big deal when he was Hulkamania. Yeah. And I didn't watch wrestling when like Hulk Hogan fought The Rock. Those are all gaps in my wrestling watching history. Like I said, the Attitude Era, he was the anti-WWE guy when I watched. So there was a little bit of just despise for that. I can imagine
that hatred.
Then there's some of the racism shit. Definitely comes into play with me. Like, that's not fun to hear about. One thing that comes to mind when I think of Hulk Hogan is when we went to WrestleMania 30 and he came out and we were in the Superdome.
Called it the Silver Dome.
Like he had a couple drinks and he came out and he said, "Hey, welcome to the Silver Dome."
Yeah, and I remember telling you, I don't think this is the Silver Dome.
I don't think that's where we are, and people booed him. So I mean, those are my only things, and on top of that, I've always been a fan of the anti-hero. And Hulk Hogan's anti-hero days were the NWO where I watched zero WCW wrestling. So I have no memory of that time in wrestling. The only time I have with that is playing video games that he was a part of. So I've always I respect John Cena, but I'm not a big John Cena guy. I've never been a big fan of like the guy they're shoving down your throat. Like this is the superhero. I've always been kind of the CM Punk guy, whoever's anti-establishment, whoever's the I like Roman Reigns now that he's a bad guy. I tend to side with heels more. But one thing, I'm going to give Corey something for me here.
What?
Corey, give me homework. What do I need to go watch?
Do it, Corey.
And this is for anybody who's a Hulk fan. What matches should I go back and watch to give me 3 matches? 3 matches at any point in Hulk's career that I should go back and watch that will give me the essence of who he is. We watched the documentary.
We did.
The WWE Evil, but that was specifically on the WCW Hulk Hogan. And I will say about that, it felt very like cookie cutter. It didn't feel like it got real deep into like the cracks of who Hulk Hogan is. So people give me homework and I'll do my
Where
homework.
can they send those questions to?
Well, I don't remember. You're supposed to be in charge of those emails. They can send them to us on TikTok or YouTube. On the comments for now. We got to get organized.
I will look up the email address in just a minute.
All right. What's the fifth question today?
All right.